Hello guys and welcome back to Nate Sports Talk. Today we're going to be talking about Liverpool transfer targets. We have some breaking news from not really breaking news, but news from Fabrizio Romano saying that Liverpool are looking to target two more midfielders and a left-footed center back. That's all great news for me. I think we can all agree that Liverpool need two more center mids, seeing that we haven't signed any for the last 3 years because we were supposed to be saving up money for Jude Bellingham, but whatever. Don't really know what happened to that, but neither here nor there. But we have reports from Get French Football saying that Kefren Turam has agreed or is close to agreeing personal terms with Liverpool. That to me honestly means nothing. Agreeing personal terms. It seems like nowadays every player is agreeing personal terms with the team. And that doesn't really matter until you agree the transfer fee with the club, because the player can go there all they want, but if the club doesn't agree and the clubs can't agree on a transfer fee, then that doesn't even make a difference that they agreed. But I would certainly love Thuram, as I stated in my Alexis McAllister video. Thuram is a really good midfielder, someone that we could desperately use to rebuild ourselves and get back to winning trophies again. He's a game changer, honestly. Maybe not this year. He'll be a game changer, but certainly in the years to come, he will be someone who is formidable in our midfield. Someone who will be a French international on the senior team. I think he'll be a staple there as well. I think it's very important, very, very important that we get this guy in through the doors. Otherwise, another big club will get him before us, and we'll look to regret that. We're also linked to Federico Chiesa from Juve, reported by Calcio Mercato. I don't really know how reliable that source is, but I thought it was interesting to talk about. I honestly don't think we need another attacker. We have so many. We have Darwin Núñez, of course, Mo Salah, Cody Hakpo, Diogo Jota. I feel like I'm forgetting one more. Can't. Harvey Elliott can play out on the right. I think I'm forgetting someone, but I can't remember. But anyway, there's no reason to have another attacker in the team unless we're getting a right winger to come on for Salah for rest for like Europa League games, something like that. Something to give us another option, someone who can change the game if Mo Salah's not feeling it. But honestly, there's no reason to go out and get another attacker. We have so many. That's something that we've been spending our money on for the last 3-4 years when we didn't need another attacker. Defenders that we've been linked to. One is Benjamin Pavard, reported by CF Bayern. Since Fab said that we're looking for a left-footed center back, that report, I don't know how true that is. Or, I know the guy is reliable, but how much sense it makes. If we're looking for a left-footed center back, obviously Pavard's not that. He's a right-footed center back who can also play right back. I think that would be a good signing for us. Someone who can play right center back and right back to fill in for Trent when we need someone, is a bit stronger defensively, or a lot stronger defensively than Trent. And he's also a good cover because we know that Matip might be leaving this season. Konate is also injured a lot. And when he's out, we don't seem to have very many replacements. We can't rely on Nat Phillips or Reese Williams or Sepp Vandenberg. Those guys aren't good enough to come in and play in place of Konate or even Matip if he stays. And I think Pavard would be a really good option for us to get in through the door. I think along with a left-footed center back, that would be a really good, solid signing for us. Some of the left-sided center backs that we've been linked to that I want to talk about, Gvardiol. Is he likely? I would say no. Unfortunately, we're a big club in name only. We don't like to go out and throw money at players unless absolutely necessary. Like, Darwin Nunez when we lost Sadio Mane. That was something where it was dire to bring in a high-profile guy to replace a legend of the game for us. Outside of that, if we were maybe losing VVD, I could see us going out and get Gavardiol. As much as I want him, it just isn't realistic for us. We're not going to go out and spend that much money. We already are seeing stupid reports saying that we don't want to overpay for players. It makes no sense. This is the day that in the transfer market that we live in, having to spend big money for big players, especially for a big club like Liverpool. His talent, I don't have to go into it. I think we all know how great he is at being on the ball. He's a great on-ball defender. He's great at defending. He's great carrying the ball. There's not much that he's not good at. And honestly, we don't really need to talk about what he can do. We all know what he can do on the pitch. Next up, Gonzalo Inacio. I I love the guy. I don't watch Sporting play. I don't watch their games, but from the highlights that I've seen, uh, actually I did watch him against Arsenal. I thought he did pretty good there. But from what I've seen, I think he's a really good player. Could do wonders for us. I think if we don't get him, then there will be other big clubs like Man City who would go in, swoop him out from under us, and turn him into a really good player. I think he's one of those center backs who's the new era of center backs, like we see with John Stones, who is a center back, will travel up into the DM role, and can switch in between those two. He's really good on the ball, good at making interceptions. Uh, the one kind of weakness that he has is his defensive heading. I don't think is the best, but I mean it's definitely serviceable. Something that could be worked on, and it's not even that bad. But if I had to pick a weakness for him, I would say that it's his heading. He's really fast for a center back, something that you always want. You don't really want slow center backs, especially with the day and strikers that we have now who are all really fast and other attackers as well. He's really good with dribbling the ball, going forward. Uh, in the clips, you can see him, when he plays, you can see him go forward and take players on 1v1 and beat them. He's really good at drawing fouls as well. Like I said, he's a center back who can play center back and carry the ball into the midfield and just drive it with pace and power and swiftness. And he's also really creative with the ball, with his passing. He has a wide range of passing on him. He can play it long with accuracy. He can play it short, and from what I've seen, he's really good mentally with the ball. Knows where he wants to go with it. Knows what he wants to do when he's dribbling. Mickey Van de Ven, another guy. I think he's good, but he's not as good as Inacio. Uh, if I'm being honest, I would be okay with him. He's not my number one or two options, but if we had to get him, I would be okay with it, I guess. He's good at carrying the ball. Uh, he's also able to use his body very well to knock attackers off the ball uh, and carry the ball with his body. He knows how to draw fouls as well. He's also comfortable enough to be a center back, but go into the midfield as well and carry it there, like a John Stones. He can play left back as well if we need him to. Good range of passing. Uh, like I said, good use of his body. Uh, his weakness is that he doesn't seem to be a really good defender. Like, he's not world-class defender. I know he's kind of young. I know he's young. He's only 22. But as a defender, I would like my defenders to be really good at defending. And I don't think that that's him. I think that he's so fast that when he gets beat, he's able to recover. There were some things I've seen from him where if balls were played just a little bit better, if he played better quality teams than he did in the Bundesliga, like he will if he plays for Liverpool when he has to go up against top six sides uh, fairly regularly, and even our mid-table teams are really good as well. They have some of the best players, internationals all over the place, even in mid-table teams. I think with those better quality players, they'll be able to play the balls a little bit better, and that little bit of difference will be huge for them because the ball moves faster than a person. Yes, he's really fast. He's incredibly fast, but you can't outrun the ball. And if you don't have good positioning, you don't have good marking, you're not aware of your surroundings, then someone like KDB playing in a good ball will be able to beat you. And I think that he will be fairly prone to getting beat if he is signed by us. I don't think he's a starter. I don't think he's someone who I would want to even be my third choice center back. I would pick him as my fifth choice center back. So really, would it make sense for us to sign him? In my opinion, no. Those are just my thoughts on him. Please let me know what you guys think about the center back options I've given us. Who you guys would want? I know a lot of Liverpool fans want Gavardiol and Inacio more than they want Van de Ven, so I think that I'm in a majority with that. But some of my takes on the players may be different to you guys. I would like to know those if you want to give those down in the comment section below. Some more center mids that I would be interested in. We're not really linked to them heavily, but have been a little bit of reports here and there, and I would love for them to be here, and I just want to talk about them. Gabri Vega, someone who I mentioned in the Alexis McAllister video. Really good going forward. Good range of passing. Can use his body well. Excuse me. Yes, he's good offensively, but he will track back a little bit and play some defense. Is he a really good defender? No, of course not. That's not what he does. He plays more advanced. But can he come back and play defense when we need him to? Yes. And that's something that we're going to need from our right-sided center mid. That's where I've seen him play. If I'm wrong about that, please let me know. But I've seen him play as a right center mid from what I saw. He's really good at finishing the ball. From someone who's a midfielder, he had some great striking abilities. There was one goal of his that I saw where he's just cutting in inside on his right foot and bending it around the goalkeeper like a true striker would or a true attacker would. Another one where he was on 1v1 with the goalkeeper and he just calmly chipped it over him. That's not something that you would see from someone so young. He has the composure, the calmness, something that you want from a player going forward, especially from an attacker. He's everything that we need in Liverpool, someone who's going to get us goals, someone who's going to be creative, something that we don't have currently with Henderson, Fabinho, and Keita when he was there, or Harvey Elliott when he was playing. We need good midfielders, and he should be on that list of us to get. Next up, Nico Barella. Obviously, it would be very hard for us to get him away from Inter Milan as they just went to a Champions League final. Inter Milan will probably be very reluctant to let go of Nico Barella, as they should be. He's a really good player, Italian international, someone who has experience on the biggest of stages, won a Euro before. Unfortunately, hasn't played in the World Cup. I'm pretty certain that he hasn't played in the World Cup because they missed both the times they weren't able to qualify for it. But he's played on the big stage of the Euro and winning it. He's also just been to a Champions League final, so he knows what big games are like, and he's really good in those big games. Is he spectacular? I didn't think so in the big games, but was he scared of the moment? No, those are players that we need at Liverpool, guys who are willing to step up in the big moments when we need them. There were reports of Jurgen Klopp taking interest in him, just mentioning that he's a good player and all this. I don't know if he really wants him or not, but it's exciting to talk about as he's a world-class level player. He's an Italian international in a team that competes for trophies, and as big as Italian football is, it's exciting to talk about a player of his quality potentially coming to Liverpool. That's all I have for today. Please let me know in the comments below what you guys think about the transfer targets that I've mentioned. Are there other transfer targets that I didn't mention that you think would be good for us to bring in for the summer? And what would you rate a transfer window of 3 midfielders coming in and a left-footed center back? How, on a scale of 1 to 10, how good do you think that would be? I look forward to seeing you guys in the next video, and I hope you guys take care. Goodbye.